Single Simulcast is about a lot of things. This podcast may make you laugh, cry, or pound your fists into your desk. If you hear something you like or something you don't, leave a voicemail at 916-572-9016 or email us at singlesimulcast@gmail.com.
1. Single Simulcast.
You the material? Are you prepared?
Can you read, Silas? But yeah, it's usually not that big of a deal. It's like if y'all have the show notes, that way you can read what I'm reading and read along, and then sometimes folks add to the show notes like stuff they want to talk about and discuss. But by and large, he'll just sit back and listen while I weave a fanciful tale of fuckery and madcap hilarity and Shantae.
See that article I tagged you in on my Facebook with that chick who beat up the other chick?
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that chick. She's my hero.
Yeah, see, the thing about that woman who beat up the woman for being racist in the hotel or in the airport, you never hear anything about her again. Didn't hear about her going to jail. Didn't hear about her getting shot. Didn't hear about her losing her job. True. She just faded back into the ether and just went on with her life. That came out a year ago. That's what fascinates me. That literally happened a year ago. I remember talking about it on Single Simulcast.
That one I posted today?
Mm-hmm. It happened in 2017. And
I never knew.
And it's fascinating how I really do feel strongly like people of privilege are able to do things because they know they won't get in trouble for it. Like the folks that you see in the videos who are fighting at like softball games or football games, the parents who are fighting at football games and all that. I feel like they do that because they know they won't get in any trouble. Like there won't be any repercussion.
Well, I think beating up a racist as a white person is using your privilege in the right way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Don't get it twisted. That's like having the one ice cream truck in the area and giving away your ice cream to all the black folks because you know you'll get more later on. Like, she used her special power for good. Like, seriously. Good. That was hero post right there. That was the Lord's work. It just helps that I happen to know that if I swung on somebody, I go to jail.
Yeah. Well, you let us do that.
I don't think the white folks out here will fight for me.
Maybe not out there.
I think they'd be like, hey, Rashani, how'd you get in here? Ooh, that's rough.
Man, that sucks.
You want to make a casserole for Nisha? What's salt?
Well, let me add some raisins to this potato salad.
Wow.
Why the fuck do they do that anyway? It's horrible. Raisins are nasty.
It's boredom. Yeah. It's all boredom. Somebody made a bologna cake.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, it's boredom. I think it is. I think now they're just fucking with us. I think we're just being trolled now. I don't think you'll really eat that. And by the way, two things. Single Simulcast episode 308. Rashani, Shantae's always here. I'm grateful. We'll introduce the guests in a second, but I got to get this off my mind. First things first. A bologna cake sounds horrible until you got 2 pieces of Wonder Bread.
No, that's still bad because it's cold. It's cold, and it's not only is it cold, it sounds wet, and that is not what Wonder Bread needs between it. It needs a warm. Not even that. It needs a piping hot with the crust kind of, singed a little bit, kind of making that bowl shape. That's what it needs. A little bit of mustard. That's what it needs. It does not need cold and wet. That is not hot. That is it, literally and figuratively. It is not John Blaze.
I see. While y'all are proponents of the fried bologna sandwich, my brother, the punk ass, and I rode with my grandmother from Tacoma, Washington, which for the uninitiated is about 15, 20 miles outside of Seattle. So it's way up north in Washington. we drove from Tacoma, Washington, all the way down to Los Angeles, California, to see my grandmother's, I guess my great uncle and his family. And the only thing we ate for that entire trip were the fried bologna sandwiches that my grandmother had placed into a box, not a cooler, just a box. So at first, when we were in like Olympia and we were, eating a fried bologna sandwich at the age of like 6 and 8, eating the fried bologna sandwich with the cheese, and we're humming and we're eating Fritos and we're all happy, and the car ride is nice and everything's nice. And then we fell asleep for like a couple hours, and then you wake up and you're hungry again because you're a kid, and those same fried bologna sandwiches that were good back in Olympia, you're now in like Salem, Oregon, and those fried bologna sandwiches are no longer hot. They're just burnt and have the bubble, and the cheese is congealed, and the mayonnaise that your grandma put onto the sandwich before she put it into this box is now hot and sticky. And who the fuck likes Fritos anyway? And so you don't eat, you just get mad and go back to sleep, and you wake up again and you're in Reading, and now your brother won't stop touching you, and he's on your side of the car, and you want to complain to your grandma, but your grandma will swing on a fool real quick, like no hesitation. And so you just give him the look, and you make that good, you're bothering me in the movie theater side, like, and he looks back at you like, I'm not on your side. I'm not on your side. And then you realize you're hungry again, and now it's been like 6 hours. And so you're like, Grandma, I'm hungry. Can we go to McDonald's? And she was like, no, you can go to McGrandma's. You better reach into that box and get them fried bologna sandwiches. And then you look in the box. You actually look. For the first time in the ride, you actually look down in that box, and you realize to your horror, this wonderful woman literally made a pack of bologna into fried bologna sandwiches. And so there's like 20 fried bologna sandwiches in this box, and Fritos, and nothing else for the ride. Nothing to drink except for warm water now. So we had warm water, fried bologna sandwiches that weren't fried anymore, and Fritos from Seattle basically all the way down to LA. And I haven't eaten a fried bologna sandwich since.
That's oppression. You were oppressed. You and your brother were oppressed.
All my life I've had to fight, nigga.
Oh my God. That's awful. Like, that's not even, like, that just doesn't even feel like good sandwich etiquette. Like it just feels like you did the sandwiches wrong. Like, no disrespect to your grandma. But I feel like she really made a mistake with just like putting mayonnaise on it, and like if anything should have it wouldn't have worked. It doesn't matter. There's no fixing this. I'm not even gonna make up something to make it seem like it could be okay. This is just bad. This is oppression, and I'm sorry.
I don't think a fried bologna sandwich is supposed to last that long.
No.
Multiple fried bologna sandwiches just to eat after so you can eat at room temperature. No. That's terrible.
Nope, it's not.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
She never apologized either. She was just like, you ate, didn't you? That was the excuse back then. That was a response. You ate.
You had some food, didn't you?
It's like, yeah,
you didn't starve.
We ate. Yeah, okay. Turned out, nobody died, but ever since then, fried bologna, can't do it. It took me a while to really I still can't eat a sandwich. Like Shantae, I know I got on you a lot about your eating habits, like your quirks when it comes to eating. But I can't eat a sandwich if mayonnaise is put on it and then the sandwich just sits out for more than like 45 minutes. The mayonnaise, I still remember the smell of like warm mayonnaise. And
I feel that way about milk.
I feel you. Yeah. Like,
it has to be ice cold right out of the fridge.
My mom was never the person to check to see if the milk was sour. You know how people sniff the milk and they're like, I think this is sour. Here, Mom, taste this. And your mom be like, okay. My mom be like, get the fuck out of here. Why do you think that's my job? You taste it. And it was all good until that one day that my brother, the punk ass, really had left the milk out all day. And so it wasn't sour, but it was to the point where it was starting to taste kind of buttermilky. And it was just, I'm all good. Now I can only drink milk if it's got strawberry or chocolate in it. By the way, we are joined by literally, when I say this, this lady is A1 since day one. I mean it. I mean it. Like, through thick and thin, through everything, A1 since day one. And the show wouldn't be where it was. The show wouldn't have had the foundation it had without her and without folks like her who were diehard standard listeners from the beginning. And the cool thing about it is, as the show evolved, you evolved.
Well, thank you. I like to hope so.
I can honestly say that you're one person I know without a shadow of a doubt. I've seen the growth in you. I've seen everything, and you're phenomenal.
Stop!
From the time where you were doing the podcast about nothing to now, just the growth, that's the change that's happened since then. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today by Miss Rachel Smith and her wonderful husband, Matt Smith, also a wonderful person in his own right. The hosts of the Planet Wormhole podcast. So
Wormhole
one of y'all...
Planet.
Huh?
It's both ways.
So, yeah, we go both ways here. So first and foremost, hi. Second,
hi.
One of y'all...
Hello.
Tell the world about yourselves. Tell them about your show. The floor is yours.
Go ahead.
No, you. I've been talking a lot already.
She has a point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. I'm just happy to be here, to be honest with you. I'm just, I'm constantly learning and growing, and I'm on this really crazy ride right now, and I think I just want to see where all this goes and
tell them about
enjoy
our show.
myself.
Tell them about our show.
Yeah, we started this nice little podcast called Planet Wormhole, Wormhole Planet. It's just a mesh of our handles and our usernames, and it's about a lot of things that wow, yeah,
Dead air.
yeah, dead air. Podcast gold.
Look. First and foremost, there's nothing wrong with dead air. Sometimes you gotta let these folks out there be like Dora the Explorer was to us.
Stare at you.
She didn't give a fuck. She would just stare at you too. Until and listeners, Shantae, Rachel, Matt, we all have, well, a lot of us have kids or nieces or nephews or something. So y'all can all attest. When she sat there and paused and looked at the screen, somebody in your group felt compelled to speak. It didn't have to be all of y'all, but somebody said something just to fill that silence. She'd be like, by the way, where are we going again?
Say map. Map. Swiper, no swiping.
And it seemed as soon as you said map, he'd pop up like, yeah, motherfuckers, we got y'all now. So I just feel like when you have a pause on the show, whether it's to after you discuss something or because you ask a question, I feel like people are really they're really answering.
Okay.
Well,
So our show. We have a website, and it's wormholeplanet.com.
yep.
Yeah. And we have a Twitter handle that's wormhole_planet. My Twitter is at @getoffmyplanet. Same with my Instagram. His is wormhole_Matt. And we're trying to figure out what our show is, really. We want to talk about things that are happening. our lives, what we're witnessing in this crazy, fucked up world right now. And, you know, I like hair, and I like to talk about my hair.
Her hair is amazing.
It's silver right now. I love it.
It looks really nice. It does. Silver works.
Yeah, I like it.
She's like a real life comic book superhero that's just like here, like every day. And I see her, and it's awesome.
Now,
I'm gonna have an SJW across my chest.
and then go smack somebody. Go smack the daylights out of somebody. And don't even go to jail.
I'm going to stand in line at the DMV and wait for someone to say something stupid.
You know what? Just everybody who gets mad about going to the DMV, I just want to say, y'all know y'all can make appointments, right? Like as somebody who worked at the DMV for multiple years and has to deal with people saying, I hate the DMV so much, those lines are forever. There were two people who were fucking in the back and couldn't do nothing, and this dude had a box full of food and wouldn't share none with me, and I asked and he said no, and I was in there for like ever. I was in there from like, I got there like 7:30, and I thought I'd be early because I got there at 7:30 and it didn't open till 8 o'clock, and the line was already around the building, and I was in there until like
That's
4.
for real. It's for
Did
real.
you make an appointment?
Especially in San Diego DMVs. I'd be there for 6 freaking hours.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I never even knew or thought about making appointments. I was just like, I need to renew my license. I better go down to the DMV.
You know what? I am a complete and total appointment making motherfucker. Like, I am to the point now where I make appointments for anything. If I walk into a restaurant, like, say, just off the top of my head, because this would never really happen too often, but say I walk into a Chipotle, and it's at lunch, and I know it's at lunch, and the line is out the door, and people are, like, talking and being all loud and obnoxious and all that, and ordering their nasty-ass food, whatever that's going to give them the runs, and I don't want to wait in that line, I will get on my phone, download the Chipotle app, and order my food online and walk right past everybody else and pick up my food. I don't understand why people don't do that. I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. When before they had apps, I used to wait in the line. I used to be like those regular people and wait in the back of the line or whatever. And then one day I got fed up, and so I got out of line. And I walked up to the front, and I was like, I'm just getting a menu, you know, because everybody was looking at me like, why are you cutting? You know, people will call the cops on you for that shit.
Yeah, they will.
I'm not cutting. I'm just getting a menu. And they're like, oh, okay, he's getting a menu. He's so far in the back of the line, you know, he just needs to order in advance. You're damn right. I picked up the phone, and I called the number that was on the menu, and the phone rang in the building that I was in. And
Smart.
they were like, welcome to Dos Coyotes. How can I help you? And I said, yeah, hey. And they looked because they heard my voice, but then they heard my voice. And I was like, I would like a paella burrito, please. And they were like, aren't you? And I was like, yep, the third dude from the back. I'd like a paella burrito, please. How long will it take before it's ready for me to pick it up? And she was like, 4 minutes. And I was like, cool. I'll be there in a little bit. And I hung up, and I got out of line, and I walked around everybody else, and I said, I just called in an order for Derek, and I picked up my food, and I sauntered the fuck out. Waiting in lines are stupid. In this day and age of online ordering, in this day and age of everything, like waiting in line because no reason, I can't.
Waiting in line for a reason, I can't.
Right.
That's because I have massive anxiety, and I just stand there, and it drives me crazy.
Waiting
I just wait
for
in lines.
more than 2 people makes me mad. And I wasn't even that kid back in the day who was at the water fountain like 1,000, 2, 1,000. Say something for the whales, but I am now.
I remember that kid.
I will say something for the whales the fuck out of you. And not care one bit.
I'd stare at that kid as I kept drinking.
See? That's how it's supposed to be. Now, usually we have a story to start off for all, which is adventures in working with white women. But every so often, we get one that's so fantastic that I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. We can go with the male this time. Guys, guys matter too, I guess. A friendly pickup game at a LA Fitness in Virginia took a hard turn after a player called the police for being fouled.
I saw that.
According to witnesses. Quote, today, for the first time in my life, I witnessed somebody call the police because they got fouled hard in basketball, wrote a witness in a viral tweet with a picture of the incident. Sources told Fox 5 that the incident occurred at the LA Fitness in Doylestown Center in Virginia, and the man who called the police also happens to be a regular and has played basketball in the facility many times. What started off as a regular pickup game ended with the unidentified man running into an opposing player, the man who's wearing the tattooed sleeves in the picture, which resulted in him falling to the floor, a witness said. According to the source, the man was extremely upset and told the other player he was calling the police.
Oh my God.
I thought he was joking, a witness said. I thought he was just being extra. But after making his way to the front desk to call 911, the other players knew he was serious. And when the cops came, the cop was like, why are you wasting my time? A source told Fox 5. Gym management confirmed that the incident occurred and that the police were called. Fox 5 reached out to see if there was footage of the incident, but the gym said the basketball courts don't have surveillance footage. Following the police response, the Fox 5 source said the players returned to their basketball game. Except for that dude.
I hope not.
That dude who, when he was a kid, was like, I'm telling my dad on you.
He can't come back. Like, nigga. Real, like, I know it's a white dude killed. Dude, word, like, you get hit with a screen and you're like, you didn't even call foul? You don't call nothing? Like, first of all, you got hit with a pick, dude. Like, a screen is literally where somebody stands still and covers their junk or their balls or their dick or if they're ladies, they cover their chests. So then you don't run into them and try and injure it. And you just weren't looking. There was a dude that I played basketball with when I was in like the 10th grade, I think. 10th grade. And it was myself and again, my brother, the punk ass, and a few of our friends, and we were all at the gym playing. We had been running the court for a while. So this guy and his friends came out to play, and I don't know how I set a pick so solid, but I was solid as a rock, and he ran into me and just collapsed. Like, he didn't even fall backwards. He just kind of slithered down. Like, he just puddled down. Like, I don't know what happened. You would have thought that he had his head down and he ran into my chest and broke his neck. Like, he puddled down so quickly and just stayed down for so long. We thought he was dead. He didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. We just watched, and then we started walking towards the bleachers to get our keys, because if he was dead, I wasn't going to jail for it, for a good screen. Hey, man, what you in here for? Assault? Dude, what you in here for? Murder? What you in here for? Armed robbery? What you in here for? Well, see, this dude, like, I set this screen in basketball, right? And he came off, and he wasn't looking, and he just kind of ran into my chest, and dude, I'm going to get, like, there's no way I'm going to jail for that. So we were ready to dip, and he got back up, and he was just fine. The two questions I have for this guy is, one, why didn't you shoot for the foul? There's no foul that could be called off the screen, but if you're going to be that dude, which everybody knows that dude or that person who calls a foul off everything when they get embarrassed, why don't you just shoot for it? Why don't you just call a foul?
Mm-hmm. I just want to know, how do you get on the phone, dial 911, and it's like, what is your emergency? I want to report a flagrant 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, like, I don't understand. Like, how do you get on the phone and say, like, yeah, this dude fouled me really hard. I want to report it. like my butt really hurts because I fell. Like,
send some police out here right away.
No, you don't understand. It was really, really hard. It was really hard, officer.
I think I have a bruise.
Officer, you're not hearing me. It was really hard. Like, officer.
Why are you laughing at me?
This is the kind of thing that happens when you have your significant other come to the gym with you and they don't want to be there. And you just have them sitting in the crowd for like 30 minutes while you play a horrible pickup game. And then so you miss all your layups and you miss all your shots. And then on top of all that, you get knocked the fuck out by a really solid pick. And you're just like, I'm not gonna take it. And you go and call the cops. But the cops are like, yo, dude, for real? What'd you do? Oh, for real? You just fell, got up, and said you was going to call the cops? What'd they do? Oh, they laughed at you. Huh. And you kept going, huh? You didn't think that everybody laughing at you?
Wasn't a clue.
Like the folks at the front counter probably laughed at them too. Like, can I use your phone? Like, first of all, why don't you got your own phone? Why are you using the front office phone to call 911? Why don't you just call from your celly? Second of all, I'm not even lifting weights with that dude anymore because if I don't spot him correctly, he might call the cops on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hurt myself. How dare you not spot me correctly?
Where are you going? I'm going to call the cops. What?
Okay.
Okay, man. I feel like you take this a little bit too far. Like, this is the type of person who, would come back and want to call the cops on McDonald's or on a place because they withheld the ketchup when he asked for extra ketchup.
In other words, a white guy?
Yes. Yes, it is. I
feel like this person might be white.
The cops said, why are you wasting my time, though? Like, the cop was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit, right? Like, why am I... Hey, yo, I got next. While I'm here. Since he's not going to be playing anymore, I got next. They're just really cementing the fact that you need to start charging folks either a fine or a you could ticket them. Just give them a ticket.
I mentioned this on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that my mom told me that if you made a false police report or you called the cops and it was not an emergency, you got a fine. But also it could have been stopping me from prank calling 911.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I always thought that there was some kind of fine that would happen if you called without, like, filing a false police report. I thought that was a thing.
So did I, but I also thought that it was bad for your eyes to read in the dark. Guess what? Not so much.
No? It doesn't strain your eye?
Wow.
All my life perceptions are just being shattered.
All those people who were like me, who were trying to read a book in between the street lights as your parents drove home.
I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, not illegal to have the lights on in the car at night.
Yeah.
Not illegal at all. Like, my parents were just fucking annoyed by the light. We just focus the fuck on the road. I am reading the Phantom Toll Booth. But nope. And for y'all young folks out there who don't understand the struggle of not having a app on your phone that just lit up so you can read in the dark no matter what. Imagine playing Fortnite that was where Fortnite is black and white. And the only way you could see it was in between the street lights. Oh, and it only lasts like 45 minutes because battery life. The problem is, it's not being addressed by anybody, and it's getting more and more outlandish. The reason why they're calling the cops, and now you know that they feel like the cops are their personal valet.
They feel like it.
Well, it's probably been. I think. Like, they probably felt that way. Yeah, they felt... what I think is happening, and it's really fucked up, I think that as these stories come out, other people get the idea, well, like, I should do that. because they're so fed up. Like, I think there's a swath of these people that have been fed up, because they're, but they're fed up, but they didn't know what they could do. They just felt helpless. They didn't know. They just felt like they had to take whatever bullshit they say that in their mind they think they're taking. But now they see people, they see, this drunk person calling the police on somebody. They see, because they wanted to talk. They see a white mother calling the police on a girl selling lemonade. They see somebody else calling police on, a black kid mowing the lawn. And now it's just like, yes, I can
finally do something.
Yes, I have something that I can do. I can be in control of this situation, and I can exact my revenge or whatever it is on these people who I felt were infringing upon me with their presence or whatever that they were doing, and now I can do something.
Spanish and line in front of me.
Yeah, with their existence. Their existence. I can finally do something. And that's what's happening. And I think that's why you get, like, it's just been this steady succession of just like, what? You're mad at somebody wearing socks at a pool? Like, really? Like, really? That's what you're upset? Like this whole stickler for rules kind of thing. Like they're enforcing something. And I think it's like a really fucked up copycat kind of thing. That they're, that it's just like, yes, these black people or these Latino people or whoever, they're bothering me. I'm going to call the police.
And that's exactly the problem here. You know what it is.
You know what it is. I mean, look at him.
Look at it.
And there's been enough police entertaining it, treating, at least going into it like something really is wrong, rather than being like this dude at the gym who was just like, this is some bullshit. Why are you wasting my time? Like, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of police officers going into it like, y'all tripping. Like, I'm not doing this.
That's because a lot of police officers are fucking racist themselves.
Right.
And so they're like, okay, I'll go and I'll deal with this. And that's why we have Black Lives Matter. Because not only are these white people thinking, those other white people thinking that the police are their personal valets, but a lot of the police have been their personal valets and taking care of people and shooing the darker people off of their lawns and whatnot. And so, like, it's been working. And it's bullshit, and it needs to fucking stop. And I think people need to keep recording this bullshit that keeps happening and keep shaming these stupid fucking racist white people. Sorry. These stupid racist people. Like, we need to keep exposing them and shaming them and having everybody laugh at how stupid this is.
I think that there's a lot of folks who are at the point now where they don't feel shame about it. They don't feel shame about it. They don't feel anything about it until they lose. Whether it's their job, their normal way of life, their privacy, whatever it may be, then they feel something about it. But that's not for what they did. It's for the repercussions that came back upon them. I think that they really expect praise.
Yeah.
And when it's not the praise that they're looking for, they are just floored. There was a woman that I saw earlier today on Facebook. There was a woman who a guy was picking up a package from his friend's house for his friend who was out of town. And the woman came up to him and asked him what he was doing, stealing, and demanded to see his ID, asked what was in the box, asked what his friends' names were, and then called the police on him. And then when the police got there and the guy was like, yo, here's my friend on the phone right here. And the guy was like, yeah, he's actually doing what he's supposed to do. The woman burst into tears because it wasn't going the way she expected it to. I think that we have a thing now where people just have it set in their head that this is how this is supposed to go. If I make cereal, this is how cereal is supposed to go. Milk.
It may have been how it has gone, but it is not how it's supposed to go, and it needs to stop going that way.
Amen. But it won't.
But it won't. I mean,
by the way, the white guy walked back onto the court after the cops left. I just read another article that said that there's actual video of the man returning onto the court. I wouldn't even played anymore. I would have just been like, I mean, if I'm on the court with him, I would have stopped playing and would have just clowned the shit out of him.
Yeah. He deserved that shit.
But, that's just me. So, yeah. Let me see here. I love these stories. A professor, an Ivy League professor, who has been accused of sexually harassing a female. I don't love these stories. I just... Mwah. An Ivy League professor who has been accused of sexually harassing a female researcher says that Americans are pussies and that U.S. discrimination laws are totally biased against the privileged white males. Geert Beckert, who went to school with Matt at Columbia University. Oh, no, in New York. Sorry.
Columbia.
And his employee are being sued for $30 million in a Manhattan federal court for alleged harassment of enricher Ravina. Quote, the laws in this country are screwed up and totally biased against the privileged white males, Beckert wrote to a colleague. Ravina, a former finance researcher at the school, claims Beckert, who is 11 years older than her, made unwanted advances towards her at the beginning of September 2012. Ravina and Beckert, who was her mentor, had been collaborating on academic research projects for more than 2 years at the time. Beckert then made repeated requests for her to join him for dinner, but she declined. Eventually, she relented, although she made clear that this was to remain a professional relationship. Ravina said that at the dinner, Beckert asked me if I had a boyfriend and if I lived with him. I said, look, this is the dinner amongst colleagues, and I appreciate our work together, and I want to continue to work together. And he started laughing. After the dinner, Ravina said Beckert gave her a ride home in a taxi, and as she started to exit the taxi at her destination, he put his hand on my back and slid it down, she claimed. I rushed out of the taxi. When she rejected his advances, he sabotaged her career and impeded her academic career, according to the lawsuit. Ravina claims that Beckert made it clear that she was required to yield to his sexual advances if she wanted her works published in academic papers. When she notified administrators at Columbia University, they brushed off her complaints and blamed her for flirting with Beckert. Ravina's lawsuit alleges that Beckert and Columbia are guilty of gender discrimination, a hostile work environment, quid pro quo sexual harassment, retaliation, failure to promote, and wrongful discharge. And damn, I almost said, what about the emails? Newly released emails show that Beckert told his colleagues he felt he was a victim of a political culture that had drifted to the left, according to the New York Daily News. Now, I just want to break in real quick there, just real fast. Don't send fucking emails, people. Just don't do it. Like, if you have something to say to your friend that is literally horrible shit like this, don't send an email. Call them up and say, hey, bruh, can you meet me at the park in like 20 minutes? I need to vent. I'm not giving this tip out like to try and get people out of trouble. I'm just really dumbfounded at how many people literally go into these sort of court cases with emails right behind them where they actually say these horrible fucking things that they say. I would never say that. Emails show that this motherfucker said that 16 different times. Like, don't y'all work in offices? Like, you get that one person who's like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck our boss. Fuck that person. Fuck this person. They all stink. And then you see them getting walked out, and your boss is like, yeah, don't y'all know that somebody monitors your fucking email?
Right?
Yep.
Like, oh, man. This fucking jagoff, she's just trying to stop my shine, and the strong white man in America's being shit on by the far left. LOL. Click this link to hear more about Who Framed Roger Rabbit Part 2. Don't do that. Talk with your friend in private. I don't understand why people are so quick to want to lose their jobs.
Because they don't think that they're actually going to lose their job. Like, we live in a world where we do, like we communicate a lot via text, emails, text messages, whatever. Mm. So it totally makes sense that this professor will communicate the way anybody else would communicate, but still at the same time, you got to know when and where to communicate. So like you probably, like if anything, if anybody has access to the emails, either he's doing it on the internet, the university internet, it gets monitored that way, or he's using his actual university email. Because I would think that they're probably not, if he was just at home.
Like they probably all have Outlook.
Yeah, like it's just something that they already, like you shouldn't be doing that kind of, like it's like what somebody said, you shouldn't be communicating that way because they're monitoring your shit. But it's just that this dude is probably one of those dudes who's got 10-year or something, so nobody can, say anything to him. He can do what he want to do. Obviously, with him, pushing up on his assistant, he probably has pushed up on all kinds of different people.
Guaranteed.
Probably, yeah.
Thinking that they're not going to say anything because how could they say anything? And I mean, hell, the university, she goes to the university saying he's, being fucked up. And the university was like, it's your fault. You was flirting, so he already probably knows what's up. He probably already knows that he can do whatever he wants to do. It's just luckily that there was, a way to get to those emails, or someone snitched or something, who said, was like, look, here's these emails. He was out here popping off. Here you go.
Quote.
Here you go.
Quote, the lawyer I spoke to, a feisty 50-year-old, immediately told me that it was very clear I had been played and that the legal environment had gotten too far to the left and was getting abused left and right by people like Enrichetta, he wrote in an email to a, quote, basketball buddy. What the fuck? I'm not writing this to a basketball buddy. I will tell the basketball buddy while we're playing basketball. The Belgian professor said that the lawyer, quote, was a woman who immediately saw through the case and was on my side, end quote. Beckert also said that the lawyer advised him to not work with women anymore given the climate. Quote,
well, it's probably a good idea anyway. Probably a good idea for him not to work with women anyway.
Well, it's probably a good idea for him to not fucking work. I'm just putting that out there, it's probably a good idea for him to just, kind of like Spider-Man at the end of Infinity War. He should just walk up to the dean and just be like, I don't feel so well, and just turn the ash and just fade the... Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No.
My fault.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened. Spoiler alerts, everybody.
It's okay. I read all the comic books.
It's my fault. Wait. Statute of limitation. She also
like 25 years ago.
She also suggested that in the current environment, people in my position should simply not work with women anymore. Too risky, his email said. In the civil trial, though, Ravina's lawyer cited Beckert's emails to colleagues, which refer to her as, quote, an evil bitch, a fucking bitch, an unbelievable bitch, a damn evil bitch, an evil bitch in action. That is probably my favorite.
An evil bitch in action.
An evil bitch in action.
Be that bitch.
Like, what context was that in? What context makes you call somebody an evil bitch in action? Like, was she running you over? And the
all I can hear is the Mission Impossible theme. Dun, 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 dun. This is her. She working. Dun, dun, dun. She working. Evil bitch in action.
And the last one is an incredible mean bitch.
You know what? He probably deserved every bit of that bitch.
He is not an English teacher, is he? Like,
no, well.
Is that the best he could do? But
someone gave this a thesaurus.
He denied the allegations. Mother, Nick, see, look, come on now. The emails are from your email address. What exactly are you denying here? I was hacked? That went out in like 2006. You can't say that anymore. Like, what exactly is your plan at this juncture? I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Like, what exactly? Look, hey, real talk, Matt. I need to talk to you real quick, dog. If you'll just give me like a few minutes, I will be outside. What do you mean outside? Why don't you just email? No. Meet me outside in like 10 minutes, please, dog. I'm begging you. Are you okay? Yeah, I just need to vent a little bit. Well, I gotta do this work real fast. Can you just email me or text? You know what, Matt? No. I will see you on the basketball court this evening, and we'll talk about it there. And so while he was at the basketball court talking with his friend about this issue like he should have done in the first place, he wasn't looking and ran into a screen. And so he decided to call the fucking police. See how that works?
Wow. Wow. What motherfucker should have just left his assistant or whatever, his colleague alone. Mm-hmm. That's what he should have did.
She's so young and nubile.
You know, right. Like these old, like, man, cause see, you know what this makes me think of? This whole idea, old man moving to the left, blah 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 blah, is what Henry Cavill said, talking about how he's scared. You know, he's feeling some kind of way about flirting with somebody because, oh my God, they're gonna say, you know, like he's gonna get accused of rape, and it's like, motherfucker, how do you flirt? Like, what are you doing?
That
like,
makes
what
you
is
think
the leap?
that you would... Yes,
like
exactly.
But at the same time, though, that's because he's because I had such a huge, giant crush.
I remember
on Henry Cavill. Like, oh my God, and it was just like, what the fuck? Because not only that, he said the shit that he said about, like, oh my God, could possibly get accused of rape. But then it was just like, I'll just go get with an ex-girlfriend. And it's just like, is she just ready? Regardless, my dude? Like, is that what we're saying right now with, like, the women that you actually have had sexual contact with? You can just phone her up and she's down without any type of, you know, consent popping off or anything. It's just like she already knows what's up. Like, that's what you're doing? That's what's popping? Like, dude, is gross. Like, I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad. I understand completely. I just sometimes I just really want to see the life that these people live. These folks who don't have the sort of, I guess, divide that I have. Because I'm like, yo, I don't like to interact with folks who don't want to be interacted with. Maybe it's because I like MySpace. Not the website, just my literal space. Like, I like to be left alone. And so when somebody doesn't like they want to be talked to, I don't just plop down next to them. I hate the people who sit down next to me when there's a ton of different spaces available. And just, hey, what are you reading? I hate the what are you reading people. So to have to experience somebody who just keeps on pushing up on you, trying to, oh, she wants me. Oh, she wants me. Oh, look at her. Look at her. She wants me. Like, dude, I hope you die. I hope you die in a way that they can't even explain how you died, but I hope you die. Like, and I don't feel bad about saying that at all. You're a horrible person. Ugh. Fucking dude. Sorry. I don't feel bad about that at all. And I own every moment of it. Fuck that dude. Fuck Henry Cavill. Fuck the Justice League. Fuck Batman vs. Superman. Fuck Bad Boy.
Wait, did you just say fuck Bad Boy?
Yeah, we had to throw that one in there. They know what they did. And seriously, fuck that show, The 4, because Puffy keeps talking throughout the whole thing, and I just want him to sit back for a second and be quiet. That's about it. Speaking of being quiet, hey Matt, how are you?
I'm great.
Good. I think this one is something that I want you to enjoy as much as I am enjoying it. So She-Ra's coming back.
Woo!
Yeah.
See, that was the whole thing. Like, there's the excitement. Images have been revealed for Netflix and Noelle Stevens' She-Ra reboot, She-Ra and the Princess of the Power, and a premiere date has been set. It's coming out when? November 16th of this year. And of course, fucking dudes lost their mind. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think this was a happy story? It is, but yet. Dudes lost their mind. She has the body of a boy.
Mm-hmm. I figured they would be mad about them shorts, which I think are cute.
I think they're great.
I'm just like, because now the wind blows and she's like out here dressed like I would think any, woman, wearing little short shorts, under her little skirty skirt. It's like that's how some women will be out here. Like they don't want you to see their drawers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's an action. She's a hero. I don't know, whatever. She's in a lot of action scenes, and so her skirt flying up. They're not trying to make it sexual,
right?
God.
But you what? No, you got to understand that she's. How do you put out she's She-Ra? Why doesn't she have titties? Direct quote.
I need to point those people.
She has a boy face.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I remember watching She-Ra when I was younger, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was, something to just hold time until something else came on, but I was never... By that time, I was no longer enamored with He-Man, and so She-Ra was just like, okay, kind of the same fucking thing to me. But I appreciated it for what it was because it was a cartoon and I appreciate cartoons. You thought I was going to say my little girl cousins. No, fuck that. It was a cartoon. And anything was better than watching soap operas.
Yes.
So I appreciated She-Ra. I don't remember too much about She-Ra, but I know that this is going to be awesome. I know it is for two reasons. One, anytime that we get a reboot that everybody else hates, it's always fucking incredible. I don't give a good goodness what y'all say. Teen Titans Go has always been dope. And niggas didn't start liking it until way after the fact. But Teen Titans Go has always been dope. The Thundercats remake.
My boys watched that. I watched it with them, and it was really good.
See? And the Thundercats remake was dope, and the new one's going to be dope, and She-Ra's going to be dope. And I hope that they go into topics and situations that just make all these incel motherfuckers just lose their tops. I hope they go out of their way. I hope they have like the whole, how they used to have the more you know thing at the end of G.I. Joe, or knowing's half of the battle thing that they had.
Hell yeah.
Then they had at the end of He-Man. I hope every single thing that they have is something to make guys mad.
Yes.
Did you know? I can't think of anything, but yes,
we're gonna respect your friends. Listen to how they feel. Consent is important. That kind of shit.
Yes, consent.
Did you know that the first person to invent so and so was really a lady?
Yeah.
Ah!
Did you know that the reason that you can do this is because of a woman?
Ah! I'm just excited about this whole thing. And Netflix, I want to applaud them because their original cartoons have just been getting better and better and better. Because Troll Hunters is fucking incredible. It was incredible. The next one that's coming out is going to be incredible too. The next part of the trilogy that they have. And Voltron, the remake of that, has been just amazing. There's some that are like some animes that are really good, but animes are still... The anime that I was watching was The Seven Deadly Sins, which is really good, except...
Oh, I like that one.
Except the thing that I can't get with all the time is how they keep sexually harassing Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I can't. Like,
they could have done away with that whole aspect, and it still would have been an awesome, great show because of all the action and everything else.
Exactly. The hero keeps
trying to better show.
The hero keeps trying to look up her skirt and catch her naked and grab her butt and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I know that anime is I'm not an anime head. I'm not gonna front like that, but I know that they got past that trope, didn't they? But that's a big part of that show, and that's the one thing that really takes me away from it. Is how the ladies get treated in it. So it's a big fucking thing. But yeah, She-Ra coming soon, November. Can't wait. Saying that Earl Allen filed a claim in 2007 that he was treated unjustly when he was terminated for willful misconduct in March 2017, while the co-worker involved in the dispute with him was not. By the way, he was fired for challenging a co-worker to a fist fight. Allen, who acted as his own lawyer in the appeal, was fired after working less than a year as a quality control technician for CP Converters Incorporated. There had been friction between Allen and a supervisor, the judge wrote, and it exploded when Allen challenged a man to a fight in the parking lot after work.
That's some old school ass shit right there. Like, I feel like in the 70s or something, or the 60s, you could probably like tell somebody like, look, you know, meet me in the parking lot and I'll kick your ass kind of thing. It's just like, we're not doing that in 2018, man. You got to let that go. You got to let that.
I can imagine my most recent former coworkers doing that. The redneck racist assholes that I don't work with anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them doing that, actually.
I couldn't stand those guys from day one.
You should have kicked their ass in the parking lot, Matt.
Should have called them out there. Said, get out in the parking lot.
And they'd be like, all right, I'm coming.
And then I'd run over them with my truck.
Hey, man, I'm tired of your shit. Meet me on the 3rd level of the parking garage, and I'm going to kick your ass. But I'm parked on the 1st level, man. That's a long walk up to the 3rd level. No, see, if you take the elevator, the one in the back of the building next to the restroom, it takes you right there, dog. You don't have to worry. Hey, you know what? I'm going to kick your ass. So meet me in the parking garage right after work. I'm going to be waiting for you. If you don't come out there, can I have tomorrow off? Can we fight for it? Like, if I kick your ass like I'm going to, I get tomorrow off. Because, see, the Avengers is coming out, and I know I should have put in the calendar request back in January, but I didn't know that I was going to like it as much as I do. And, what? Why are you walking away? Don't walk away, boy. My fists will hurt you. I'm going to kick your ass. You know what? When I see you, I'm going to kick your ass. What's my full name? I'm going to kick your ass. What do you mean I'm fired? What do you mean I'm fired? You can't fire me. You're not my boss. Wait, you are my boss.
Oh, shit, you are my boss.
Fuck, why did you remind me while I was trying to kick? You know what? I was just playing, dog. I was just Don't nobody want to fight you.
Nobody can take a joke anymore. Jeez.
I thought we were allies.
That's some real shit, too. People be saying, like, oh, my God, everyone's so sensitive.
This goddamn PC culture.
I just want like $1 every time somebody says that.
Oh, so what? Meet me out for a beer. Can we talk about this? Why are you being like this? You won't. That's why I wanted to fight you in the first place, because you won't listen to me. Look. If you give me my job back, I'll tell everybody you won. Okay? Is that what you want? You want to say you won? Why are you... Don't walk away from me. I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to type. That's all I want to do. I don't want to type. I'm the best typer in the world. I just want to type. Don't walk away from me. Oh my God, what am I going to do without my job?
How am I going to pay my rent?
How am I going to pay my rent?
How was I so wrongfully fired? I can't believe this guy.
I didn't even fight him and I got fired. What the fuck?
It's like that scene from Fight Club, you know, where he just starts beating the shit out of himself. and he just starts taking himself out right in the guy's office, and then he ends up leaving with a pension and like just a severance package and all this stuff, and walks out. I was like, all right, yeah.
See, that's what I was gonna do. That was my whole plan from the beginning, but he wouldn't fall for it. There had been friction between Alan and the supervisor, and it exploded when Alan challenged the man to a fight in the parking lot after work. When the supervisor declined and drove away, Alan followed him through York and left a voicemail on the man's cell. Seriously, people. Seriously, we just fucking talked about this. Like, seriously, y'all. Would you stop fucking leaving evidence? Stop it. Just stop it. I don't give a fuck what you... Stop it. Look, you might have something insidious to say to that motherfucker. You better just mutter it under your breath. You better shout it out to the sky, like where nobody can hear it, and just let that shit go. But no. He left a voicemail on the man's cell phone. In that message, I don't know why I got fired, Your Honor. I don't understand what's going on. Please don't decline my unemployment insurance. We got a voicemail. What voicemail? This voicemail. On the voicemail, Alan called the supervisor, quote, a little bitch and a pussy. And also used a racial slur.
Wow.
Levitt added that the supervisor replied with a voice message which also included a racial slur and told Alan, your boss, which is him, will know you are acting like a teenager. Alan was fired for violating the company's policy against workplace threats. The Unemployment Compensation Board of Review rejected his plea for jobless aid. On appeal to the state court, Alan claimed he was unjustly punished more severely than the supervisor because the supervisor was the first one to snitch. He claimed that he was fed up with the supervisor's chronic harassment. They rejected his argument, agreeing with the review board that evidence shows the supervisor tried to avoid a physical confrontation. She didn't accept Alan's contention that he didn't violate company policy because he wanted to fight him after work.
Oh, he wasn't on the clock, so it's fine, right?
You guys tell us to make a plan. You told us to use our calendars. What do you want me to do?
We weren't at work. It would be fine. Come on.
You know what? I know kids who will literally walk across the street from the school to fight.
Because you're not fighting on school grounds. You should be fine, right?
But the rule was until you made it home, you were still part of the school.
Yeah.
So they got in trouble for fighting across the street from the school, but they fought right in front of the fucking school office. Like, are you serious, dude? Y'all couldn't wait just a little bit longer. Y'all couldn't fight anywhere else. You literally challenged the supervisor to fight in the job's parking lot. What in the fuck did you think was going to happen? Do you think you're Rocky? Like, did you just see this playing out differently in your head? Did you just finish watching that movie Fist Fight? What exactly how did you see this working? Did you think they were going to fight you and lose and then y'all were just going to go out for beers?
You just got to get that hot blood out of you, and cooler heads will prevail once you just duke it out. Isn't that what they tell people?
Mm-hmm. The record demonstrated that both Alan and the supervisor used profane and abusive language, Levitt noted. However, the review board found that Alan did more. He used threatening language, and he was the one who instigated the altercation.
He followed him, too.
Yeah. Everybody say, duh. Like,
duh.
Seriously, dude. Like, don't follow me. I'm going to follow you. Don't follow me. I'm going to follow you. Don't follow me. I'm going to follow you. And then he left while you took time out to call his phone and leave a voicemail. But, wait, there's more. When he called you back and got back at you and said horrible stuff back to you, you immediately deleted the voicemail. So you don't have proof that he said it back to you?
He do-
One of us is new to this.
Yo, and not true to this. Like, for real.
And then you go home and you talk to your significant other and you got to tell them you got fired. And they ask you why. And you just look at them for a second with tears in your eyes. And you see the love and the concern in their eyes. And you just say, fuck it. And you go start packing your bag. Because as soon as you tell them what you did to get fired, they are going to fucking divorce you. It's a wrap. I couldn't stay with somebody who wanted to... Not nobody. There's a bunch of people who don't like their supervisors. Period.
Yeah.
Ton of people. But that mindset of I have to fight somebody to prove a point really went out the window. Should have went out the window around the time you were like a kid, a teenager.
Yeah.
Fighting in the parking lot is literally the dumbest way you could have handled that situation. Meet me in the parking lot at 3 o'clock. Did you expect a crowd was going to be out there like, fight, 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 fight? We're grown. You tell me where you're going to be at, and I'm not.
And I won't be there.
Meet me in a Walmart parking lot.
All right, for sure. I learned from Snotty Dripping. Yeah, nigga, meet me in Temecula.
Temecula?
I'm not meeting you. I'm not meeting you anywhere. And stop following me, dog. You're creeping me out. I'm glad he got fired. I don't even know what his job was. I don't give a fuck. That silence was so then the people in the audience could also say, I don't give a fuck either, Rashani. We'll be right back. This single simulcast.
Hey everybody, this is Rachel, not Rach, also known as at Get Off My Planet on Twitter, and you're listening to Single Simulcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast, and also mine. You should check me out on my podcast with my husband at wormhole_planet is our Twitter, planetwormhole.com. Thanks for listening, and we love you guys.
This is Aaron Rand Freeman. All my clones are dead. And you're listening to Single Simulcast.
Hey, this is Sherazard, a.k.a. Shami, a.k.a. Random Ass from the Third Side, also known as Some Call Me Sunshine. As always, this is Single Simulcast.
Hey, everybody, this is Gerald Jones from the Buy Black Podcast, and you're listening to Single Simulcast. I've been drinking a whole bottle of wine through this episode. This is the first podcast I've been on where I've been allowed to drink, and I'm loving it. Y'all keep listening.
This is JV, and you're listening to Single Simulcast.
That was simply sensational. Single Simulcast shall surely surface speedily. Bitches.
Single Simulcast wants your reviews. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, or wherever you listen to us. Tag Single Simulcast with the screenshot of your review on Facebook or use the hashtag SSCast on Twitter. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello, this is Stephanie from the Mocha Minutes Podcast. If you can hear my voice, that means you're tuning in to two of my faves, Rayshani and Shantae Fabulous of the Single Simulcast. Congrats! You made a really good choice today. You want to make another good choice? Check me out on the Mocha Minutes Podcast. You won't be disappointed. If you're tuning in to the Single Simulcast, you're going to love the Mocha Minutes Podcast too. You can find the Mocha Minutes Podcast wherever you find your podcasts. Would love to have you tune in. Okay. Bye.
Who Raised You podcast is a kitchen table conversation between Karen, Jialian Yang, and
Treasure Shields Redmond.
As we explore how culture, family, and intersecting identities pave our way toward liberation, we want to know, who raised you? We're curious and sometimes a bit irritated. Sit down, we have lots to talk about.
Hi, this is your man Jeremy from the Crown of College podcast, and you are listening to Single Simulcast with my man Rashani and Shantae Fabulous, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. And I'm your favorite podcaster, so that should be your favorite podcaster, because I'm your fave, and your fave's fave. Check them out on Single Simulcast. And check out Crown of College, found wherever you can find great podcasts and the CSPN network.
Are you interested in supporting this Black podcast? Awesome! Become a Patreon member at www.patreon.com/singlesimulcast. And for $5, you'll be able to chat with the hosts during our monthly Q&A Awesome session. You can also support the show via our Teespring store at teespring.com/stores/single-simulcast and get a shirt or a mug. You also have the option to put a little something in our cup at paypal.me/singlesimulcast.
Hey everybody, this is Wormhole Matt with the Planet Wormhole Podcast. Please follow me and my wife Rachel at Get Off My Planet. We are going to be talking about a lot of great stuff on Planet Wormhole, so please check us out. Thank you very much for having us on the show. The Single Simulcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. It's also my favorite podcast because I'll be honest, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but you guys have really embraced me, and I love you for it. So thank you very much.
My name is Jordan Redfield Wade.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the so-called People's Champion.
By day, I'm a philanthropist and private investigator.
You risked your own life to try and protect someone who needed it. If that's what's needed to be a hero, then I want to help.
But by night, I protect the people of Newark City in a different way.
My name, champ, is Redwing.
Do I need to count the sheer number of felonies you committed today?
As she lay dying, I promised my mother that I would fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. And I refused to let her down.
I would do anything to keep you safe, you know that, anything.
Even murder?
If that's what it took, then yes.
I am the defender of Newark City.
Justice is not something you can manufacture.
I am Redwing.
Did you write that word?
Spell it one more time. Said slowly.
O-X Y-P-H-E-N B-U-T-A-Z-O-N-E. Oxyfen butazone is worth 1,649 points in Words with Friends.
I wonder how they were able to pull that off.
Because there was enough gaps where they just filled in the spaces.
Because they cheated.
That's wild. But that's wild that they had.
It's me. God,
I wonder what that
is.
Because it sounds like an ingredient.
It sounds like a psych med.
I was gonna say it sounds like a element, like a science word.
Okay, it says it is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug.
Well, I was right with the drug.
You were. I'm
Woo, me!
If somebody put that word out on me, I wouldn't play anymore.
I'd quit.
I wouldn't even quit. I just wouldn't play. They'd be tagging me and nudging me and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't respond. I'd just let the game die.
Wow. It says it was...
Yeah.
It says that it was withdrawn from markets worldwide in mid-1980s due to bone marrow suppression and Stevens-Johnson syndrome. So this is like some old-ass medicine that people don't even use. And
how do you even know that word?
Because he deals drugs.
It's probably a medical person.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. But then you never know. It also could just be a cheater. and they could just be looking for these kinds of words. But who would think that something like a medicine would be part of Words with Friends?
There's probably a Walgreens pharmacist.
That's true. If you're making these kind of words in Words with Friends, you shouldn't be playing against me. I mean, when I look at your scores and your average word is like 78 points and you see that my average word is 22, don't play me. Just decline. I've played against people where I was just like, you know what, I feel so bad for them. I'm never going to play them again. And I didn't. I mean, I beat the fuck out of them. But after I got done, I never played them again. And I felt horrible about the fact that they couldn't catch up because I was really beating the shit out of them. I mean, I was giving it to them like, bow, 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 bow. And I only scored 600 points. These motherfuckers are scoring 1,649 points in one word. That's some bullshit. I was literally upset.
That's why I quit the game. I literally got too upset to keep that game on my phone, and I deleted that damn app.
We're not gonna take it.
I don't have much patience for that kind of stuff. I'm just like, no.
I'm not gonna lose. Yes. Single Simulcast episode 308. We are joined by Matt and Rachel from the Planet Wormhole podcast.
Wormhole Planet.
Is it wormhole?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
That's the shtick.
That's the shtick.
Planet Wormhole. Wormhole Planet. No.
Right,
no.
because
Planet
one
Wormhole
is Get Off My Planet, and the other one is Wormhole Matt. Now, were you Wormhole Matt before you made the podcast?
He's been Wormhole for years. He is the wormhole. He goes off into a wormhole.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He does.
Yeah. I'm created of matter and antimatter and all kinds of things.
All things matter.
Yes.
No, I'm saying you're created with all things matter. I'm not saying that all things matter. Like, come on, man.
No.
He is matter.
You matter to us. Policing Utah.
All things that are matter.
West Jordan, Utah, by the way, if you're nasty. But policing Utah recognized a man fleeing from them on a stolen motorcycle. A West Jordan man is facing charges after fleeing from police on a stolen motorcycle during a traffic stop for what police say was a simple traffic violation. West Jordan police said they made the stop around 8 o'clock on Saturday night, and the motorcyclist quickly took off. However, officers decided not to follow the man because they recognized him. Instead, they went to his house and just waited for him to come home. About an hour after the stop, police say that he showed up at his house and was taken into custody without incident. Police later found out that the motorcycle had been stolen. The bike was found crashed nearby, and it was unknown if he had caused the crash. He's been charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, failure to stop it at the command of an officer, and violation of parole or probation. And that's why I say fuck Utah. Because if I'm running from the police, I don't want them to be like, yo, that's Rashani. I play dominoes at that fool's house every Thursday. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Nisha will make us some nice cookies while we wait for this motherfucker to come home. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I know him. Don't worry about that shit. He's going to come home soon. Let's go. We can even get overtime for this. Come on. Did you want some cookies? You want some cookies? Let's go. She's going to make us cookies all the way up to the point where we arrest Rashani. Once we arrest Rashani, don't eat the cookies. They're spitting it. But before that, let's go. Come on. Like, if I get pulled over, you know what? It's too easy for me. Shantae, if you get pulled over, the officer pulls up on the side. The officer walks up. You're pulling out your license and registration and all that kind of shit. And the officer says, well, as I live and breathe, Shantae, how the fuck are you?
Hey, no way. Ain't no way. Oh no, none of these police here.
Shantae, what the fuck is going on with you? You know what? Fuck it. Just take me in. Just take me. Fuck. I don't have nothing. You know what? Just arrest me as I stand. I'm going on in. You run from the police, and the police are like, "We'll see you later."
I don't know. If I really know the police, I'll be like, "I'm trying to get like you. What's going on?" I might chop it up with them. See if I can get out of it.
Pretty much. Hey, man. Look. What you thought you saw back there wasn't as important as the barbecue that I'm having this Saturday at the house. I'm making brisket and ribs. Yeah. Same recipe. The ingredients are, yep. Potato salad with and without raisins, because I know how y'all like it. Yep. I got your back. We're playing cornhole and everything. Yeah, I didn't invite you yet. I was going to. I was
heading over there right now.
But if I'm detained this weekend, I can't invite you. If I'm out at home, I can invite you. If I'm out in my backyard, I can definitely invite you. And you know what else I'm making? You know those porterhouses that you like so much? I got one with your name on it. If I'm available to cook it, that is. And you know what else I got? You know that Caribbean rum that you like that they don't make out here because this is fucking Utah. I got that. Let's look. Just let me go, and we can sit back. You can eat your porterhouse steak. I'm gonna eat some brisket. We can watch old videos of Karl Malone and John Stockton back in 1989, just like the old days. We could talk about what we used to do to those black guys that we'd see in the NBA if they came past us. You know, we asked for their autograph, but it was fun, right? You remember the good old days, right? Hey, if you let me go right now, that Xbox got your name on it. Whole thing. And you know what? The next 5 game nights, you can be on my team. Because we're friends, okay? Look at me. We are friends. We are pals. I know that I haven't been the best friend to you ever, but I want to be.
Wow. Book 'em, Dano. You're going to jail.
That's the part where you fuck up. I want to be. I know I haven't been. When somebody gets down on one knee and says that shit to you, that's when you know your whole relationship has changed. Hey, I know I haven't been the best father, but I want to be.
Wow.
I know I haven't been the best husband, but I want to be. I know I haven't been the best friend, but I want to be. I know I haven't been the best employee, but I want to be. None of those end up the way you want them to. But yeah, no, if somebody knows me well enough to pull me over, then we're not really friends. Because if you know me and you pull me over, I'm every time I see you from that point on, there go that motherfucker. What you doing over here? Shouldn't you be pulling over your mama? Punk ass. A man in a ski mask was arrested on Saturday. Now, remember, summer. July. It's important. Keep that in mind. A man in a ski mask was arrested on Saturday after trying to rob a Broward bank, according to FBI officials. But the thief didn't cash out as planned. In fact, he didn't make it any further than the door. Police say footage shows a flannel-wearing man trying to open the front doors to the Mercantile Bank in Parkland. Temperatures that day were in the 90s. To his dismay, the doors were locked. Investigators believe the robbery was thwarted because of extra vigilant bank employees. Quote, if you see somebody on a balmy summer day trying to enter a bank in flannel and wearing a ski mask, you should call 911 from a safe distance. True words were never spoken. There's really
no, but dumb white people want to investigate.
He didn't have nothing else to do. I mean, the guy who was running away from me, he knew where he lived. So let's get some extra credit. Go over here and investigate this bank robbery. That's not really a bank robbery. Everything's just coming out great for us. We're going to spend like 30 minutes getting these two things taken care of, and then you can go get a cookie with spit in it. It's okay. Just dip it in some milk. 11 man. Hold on. One moment. Nah, I'll tell her later. There was a joke attached to that word, Lebanon, but y'all wouldn't know anything about it because y'all weren't there with this when it happened. But I'm going to tell you about it anyway. So anyways, we were in Oregon a couple of weeks back for my cousin's graduation. He graduated from Oregon State. I don't know why he went there. We're Huskies. But anyways, as we're riding down the street going towards the Olive Garden to celebrate, or no, Red Lobster, because, yeah, Red Lobster in Oregon, that's all they fucking had in that area. So we're riding towards the Red Lobster after his graduation to celebrate, and there's a sign that says Lebanon, like 20 miles away. And I was driving, and Nisha was chilling, and she looks up, and she says, oh, Lebanon. And we were like, what? And she was like, 22 miles away, Lebanon. So I am now obligated to go forth and say, a Lebanon man accused of threatening to kill people at the Oregon lottery says, fucking fuck. You know what, Shantae? I know the title of this episode. A Lebanon man accused of threatening to kill people at the Oregon lottery headquarters says the email threat was, quote, a terrible mistake on my part. Fuck it if the name of this episode isn't But the Emails.
Yeah, that's the second one, huh?
That's the third one. That is the third time this has happened. Is it the second or is it the third?
It's the third, I think.
Oh my God.
Emails just won't go away.
In a message provided by Oregon State Police on Thursday, Jason Woolette apologized to anyone at the lottery agency frightened by the shooting threat and said he plans on getting help for his gambling addiction. Quote, I was angry at myself after losing a substantial amount of money playing a lottery machine the previous day. I have struggled with gambling for many years. It is not immediately clear how much money he lost. Woolette was arrested at his home on Tuesday, hours after sending the email to a lottery office in Salem, state police said. He faces an accusation of menacing, police said. He was booked and later released from the Marion County Jail due to overcrowding. Thug. I just want y'all to notice that he sent the email and got arrested hours later. That's how quick it happens. Y'all send them emails out. Go for it. See what happens next. I have nothing else. That pretty much sums it up. That sigh right there. That was a good sigh. So a couple days ago, almost said Bed Bath & Beyond, Build-A-Bear did their at your age, not your shoe size sale.
Mm-hmm. Pay your age.
Yeah, where you're able to pay your age for a bear, and I was like, I'm 38. I'm not paying $38 for a bear, but apparently people had like 4-year-olds, and so they were going to try and pay $4 for a bear for their kids, and people went in there with kids they didn't even have, and like bought for like everybody in the family, and was just like, one of them is 6, and one of them is 12, and one of them is 4. Like, you always got to say a double-digit number so I don't get suspicious when all the rest of them are like fucking 1.5.
And I'm 3 months pregnant, so that's like 30 cents, right?
We just had really good sex last night, and I felt something. How does that work?
Wow.
I am 30 minutes pregnant. So Build-A-Bear, the line at the door was so bad that they had to send people away. Kids were crying, and so were adults, because adults cry. And they ended up offering $15 off coupons to everybody who wasn't able to get in.
Which were a lot of people.
A whole lot of people, like almost all the people. They shut down damn near immediately. Chuck E. Cheese saw that and said, "We can do that." Chuck E. Cheese is now jumping on the pay your age bandwagon. In a Facebook post on Friday, Chuck E. Cheese said parents can pay their child's age to get 30 minutes of all you can play. That's gonna work.
Wow, all you can play?
Yep. The offer is available only on Friday at participating locations where the Chuck E. Cheese Play Pass is available, and the maximum is $9 for 30 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
I want the electric company to come out with pay your age. $37 for my electric bill.
Or, maybe my college.
Yeah.
College, hey, how much money did you make from getting this degree? $30? That's all you got to pay us back. Cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
At Chuck E. Cheese, I understand why Chuck E. Cheese is doing that, because nobody wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese, but still. Pay your age. It never turns out well.
Their pee-pee ball pit.
Oh, God. You can smell that ball pit from the seats. Or maybe it's because the seats have piss on them, too. You can never really
Probably
tell.
that, too. Don't they serve beer at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes,
so you got
do.
drunk parents fighting in Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes,
and kids
do.
peeing in the ball pit. Drunk parents probably peeing at the tables.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's peeing on the pizza because it already tastes like shit.
That is like the worst pizza ever.
Did you know that they started doing delivery?
What?
Whoa. Why?
Chuck E. Cheese does delivery.
Why?
Like, who the fuck asked for that shit? Your kids are like, I want Chuck E. Cheese, and you're like, fine, and you get it delivered, they will kill you.
Go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Does the mouse guy show up? The guy in the mouse, Chuck, like Chuck E. Cheese? Does he show up and his, like the mouse? Like
the delivery drivers have to wear the costume.
Exactly, they have to wear the outfit.
Hey. like Judd Reinhold in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when he had to wear the pirate hat.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
I hope that was a good piss. What was the kid's name? Oh, the one who got fired because he had to go to the bathroom. Hope that was a hell of a piss. Sorry, I remember Fast Times at Ridgemont High because my dad had that was a span of time where my dad's big thing was recording movies off of HBO and they were all porn or Rocky. There was no in between. And at that point in time, in my mind, porn was titties. Like one. If you show me a breast, that was immediately porn in my eyes. And so there was a scene where she got out the pool. But even more than that was where he said, I hope you had a hell of a piss, Arnold. Sorry. Just a whole little rant. Anyhow, police say that a Texas man stabbed another man after getting into an argument over reserved seats at a screening of the first Purge movie last Friday. Sherman police say that prior to the stabbing, Brian Morrison was sitting in a seat reserved for Terry Honor and his wife, Anna. Honor confronted Morrison about the occupied seat. Afterwards, the suspect and a woman accompanying him went to find other seats, a Sherman County Sheriff's Office police report detailed. Police said that a short time later, Morrison walked past Honor and made a comment to the effect of, I should be able to sit where I want.
Not in assigned seating, asshole. Or
no.
Reserved seating, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get to sit where you want when there's reserved seating. That's kind of the literal definition of reserved seating. Dumbass.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand it, but I should be able to sit where I want.
Like you would in general admission, motherfucker. Like,
and go to a different theater if you want to sit wherever you want. If this theater has reserved seating, then you don't get to sit in the seats that are reserved.
See, I hear what you're saying, and it sounds logical, but allow me to play devil's advocate.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
I should be able to sit where I want.
No, not in this America. No. But, like, no. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, why you even go to this theater? Why did you walk into this particular, like, like the whole thing is you would think that for this person to make it to the theaters, I would think, because I'm assuming that this is like a larger theater with multiple screens where you can have assigned seating. You would think that this person has a ticket because they got their assigned seat, unless they went into the wrong theater.
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose or whatever. They go into the wrong theater. They should have went into the general admission theater that was across the hall or down the hall or whatever. And they went into this first one that was the IMAX one that they would have never paid for. But now they feel like, they should have their seat. They should be able to sit down and watch the IMAX when they were, perfectly fine with standard definition.
You mean for this movie that they snuck in and didn't buy a ticket for?
Yeah.
Y'all keep saying we snuck in, but I just want to say real quick that we were here first. There was nobody sitting here when we sat down, so...
That's because it was reserved and we were coming later, asshole. Get the fuck out.
You keep giving me that argument, but I'd like to rebut.
You can rebut all you want. You can rebut your butt out of here. How about that?
Sit there.
Like, I can't believe that I'm so surprised that something like this could happen.
I'm not.
Because you would just think like, oh, that's like, well, obviously because because I'm not thinking that somebody's going to come in and sneak some seats. Because because they're assigned. Well, because they're assigned.
I see some shit.
Because they're assigned. Where I would totally think it totally makes sense where somebody could think that the numbers are going one direction, so they think their seat is on this end, but it's actually on that end. So then they sit in their seat. Here comes so and so. Hey, that's my C15 and 14. Oh, I thought I was in C1 and 2. You're not, dude. That's on the other side. Okay, this is a mess.
Yeah, you movie pass. So here's how it works nowadays with the reserved seating that has become all the rage in movie theaters. People who didn't give a fuck before don't give a fuck now. They'll just sit in the seats, and when somebody comes in and says, "Hey, man, that's my seat," they'll get up and they'll move and they'll find some other seats.
Which is also somebody else's seat.
And they'll keep moving until they find some seats where nobody comes in and takes their seat. And if that keeps happening, here's what they do. They sit in the disabled seats.
Yeah.
They will find their way in. But instead of doing that, Honor just decided to, you know what? We are just going to solve this right now. And he asked, is there a problem? Morrison walked past Honor and made a comment to the effect of, I should be able to sit where I want. Honor said, is there a problem? And Morrison responded, do you want some? What you gonna do? Do you want some? Both men began to fight and punch each other before Morrison pulled out a knife and stabbed Honor in the stomach. Police said. The victim was, who the fuck brings a knife to the same person who's
sneaking in and stealing seats.
Exactly. He pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the stomach. The victim was stabbed by a 6-inch knife and was released from the hospital earlier this week. I just want to point out that a lot of fighting in this episode. A lot of unnecessary fights over dumb shit. And I realized that the movie that you wanted to see may not have been available to you. But when that happens, just sit on the floor. I don't understand why people don't do that anymore. We used to just sit in the aisle. Like, we would just sit on the stairs. Who the fuck's gonna check me, boo? I got a 6-inch knife in my pocket.
Wow. So we're gonna threaten the ushers or whatever.
Got a problem?
Yeah.
You know what? They probably can't do that now though. Cause like I would think before, instead of sitting down, once the movie starts, usually the people that work at the theater are never gonna come back in. But it seems now people are getting like their concessions and shit delivered to their seat, or at least I've seen that in the theaters that I've been in. Mm-hmm. So it
at those fancy ones where you can buy drinks and there's like waiters and stuff, servers. Sorry.
Yeah, so you probably can't, just hang out anymore because somebody actually is coming in there for something.
I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit where I'm going to sit. And not only am I going to sit on the stairs, blocking the aisle, I'm going to have my beloved sit right next to me, and we going to block the whole thing. And I'm going to put my arm around her. I'm going to drape my arm over her shoulder, and she's going to put her head on my shoulder, and we going to have a romantic time while we sit in the aisle on the stairs during the movie. And we're going to continue to sit until somebody enough and gets up to complain. And as soon as they get up to complain, we are going to sit in their seats.
Seat check.
Yep. And when they come out and they say, those are our seats, we reserved those seats. Here's our ticket. Here's our proof. Those are our seats. I'm going to be like, I hear everything you're saying. But as a rebuttal, blackjack, no seats back. Mm-hmm. Or you could always look into the old school testaments and you move, you lose. Washington rules. Huh? All right. How about this one then? I'll kick your fucking ass. You heard that one yet? You want a problem? You want some of this work? I stole a steak knife from the restaurant we came from.
Yeah, a 6-inch knife, that's pretty serious.
I will stab the fuck out of you if you don't go back up there and get me some red vines, bitch.
With some snow caps.
Just keeping your seat warm. Speaking of people stealing shit or seeing an opportunity and taking advantage of it, Costco recently announced that a fan favorite, the Polish dog, will be removed from its food court to make room for healthier options. Of course, we lost our fucking minds. Even though I don't go to Costco because fucking why? I mean, I go to Sam's Club because the samples are better. And so I'm happy because, well, the response from customers were perhaps more negative than the company anticipated. Like, really negative. Because people and time and the internet. People took the conversation to Twitter, as they always do, with, quote, hashtag save the Polish dog, and expressed their disappointment and downright outrage. I'd be madder about the fact that their sample game is really falling off. It's not the same as it used to be. We got a Costco right around the corner from our house. We used to go there right after church. Wouldn't even go to lunch. Wouldn't even go to breakfast after church. We just go to Costco and eat the samples. They only got like 3 or 4 now instead of like 10. I'm not happy. And they only let you come around once. I'm like, how the fuck did you know I was coming back? This isn't Utah. How do you know my face? How do you know my name?
I miss Costco.
Some people threaten to take their business elsewhere, like Sam's Club, and Sam's Club heard that shit. And so they decided to be a hero and save the Polish dog. Beginning on July 23rd, Polish dogs will be available at all Sam's Club cafes.
Because they're smart?
Exactly. See a need, feel a need. And somebody said, that's how you win the cafe battle. And Sam's Club said, one Polish dog at a time. People really are saying this shit. Well played, Sam's Club. Costco misplayed this hand. Finish them. I've never been more proud to have a Sam's Club membership. And Sam's Club said, come have lunch with us, Polish dog.
Wow.
Out of hand.
Wow.
And then a woman who I actually know, wow, for real, said, "Your move, Costco." Like, I really, first the IHOP thing and now this. Like, y'all are really getting big mad about this. Like, y'all fucking order those Polish dogs all the time. They still have the hot dogs. Did anybody stop noticing that? They still have those long-ass hot dogs. If y'all want to be mad about something, if y'all really want to be big mad about something that they have at Costco, they really need to stop with those stupid-ass sesame seed bun hot dog buns. Who the fuck eats those? That's just weird.
Sesame seeds on a hot dog bun?
That's what they got.
What?
You haven't had a Costco Polish dog or a hot dog. They put sesame seeds all over them motherfuckers.
No, I have not been out in a while, I guess.
And you can't get it without.
Wow.
It's a shitty situation.
That's just sad.
Right? Really isn't. Oh, so I don't even know how to. So
how to go from here? How to go from here?
I do know where to go from here. I just Charlemagne the God raped somebody when he like back in almost 2 decades ago. And then should I say allegedly?
No.
Shantae?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have no idea whether or not you need to say allegedly or not, because I don't like Charlemagne, so I really did not investigate this too much.
All right, good. So this nigga raped somebody like 2 decades ago, and then audio resurfaced of him talking about the time that he had sex with a woman who didn't remember it the next day after he gave her some Spanish fly. And so everybody's finally realized what we already knew from a long time ago, which is a nigga's trash. If you're a member of our Patreon, we have a whole podcast, and we need to get back to doing the 30-minute ones, but we have a whole podcast about how the Breakfast Club is trash, and it's mostly Charlemagne, and how they're transphobic, and how they're homophobic, and how they're misogynistic, and how they're just really not good people, and how they turned on Angela, and how they just talk bad about her, and how they do all this horrible shit. So anyways, Charlemagne, recording, audio. Again, why the fuck are y'all leaving audio? But Charlemagne's on audio talking about how he put Spanish fly in a girl's drink, and how she didn't remember none of the shit and other stuff. Anyhow.
It sounds like he's just admitting to rape right there. Like, literally admitting it on recording.
Yes.
Like, how can anyone's allegedly? No, not in the slightest. That's like saying someone saying that guy allegedly stabbed the guy in the theater.
Yeah, nobody saw it, so it didn't really happen. And so Angela came up, and because somebody asked her, "Yo, how do you feel about this? Like, Charlemagne's a fucking horrible trash bag motherfucker." And she was like, "Since you opted to post about 2 different incidents and describe neither of them accurately on my Jesus conference post, sure. My brother is neither a molester nor a rapist. He never drugged anyone. He never touched a girl. Read more about the incident from 2001 in his book, Black Privilege. And note that he regrets having a party where underage folks were drinking when he was young and dumb. That's the only thing he pled to. Why? Because there was no physical evidence connecting him to the girl. Why? Because he never touched her. I truly pray for her peace of mind. Truly. However, she will not come up on my brother off a lie. I stand for truth. I stand for anything else. God bless you and your family."
Who's ever fucking come up on that kind of shit anyways? Like, is it coming up to have everyone scrutinizing you and accusing you of lying? Is that coming up? Because I don't understand what coming up is.
Yeah, what is come up? I don't get that.
I feel like
I've read it like several times.
Coming up is when somebody, they think that women who sexually assault or who accuse men of sexually assaulting them, or women who accuse men of sexual harassment, or just anybody who accuses somebody of sexual assault or sexual harassment or anything like that, they want to get paid, because victims of sexual assault get paid at the end. I has never happened.
The ones that get paid are the ones who do it quietly and don't make a...
Yeah, like R.
The
Kelly.
ones who come forward... Yeah. The ones who come forward don't usually get the best end of that stick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fucking bullshit when people say that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm a little... I have a little bit of emotion about that.
I understand. And I have hesitation in blasting Angela, but I don't. Because it's the same as when Bill Cosby's wife was saying all those women are lying and they just wanted to be famous and all that kind of stuff. I feel so strongly like every time that a woman stands up for a man who has sexually assaulted somebody, they become
a traitor.
That too.
Fucking traitor to their own gender. It's ridiculous and it pisses me off.
Yeah, that too. I was just gonna say that the guys then point at them as like the reason. See, he can't be lying. If he was lying, a woman wouldn't stand up for him.
No. No. It happens, and it's fucking bullshit, and those women are traitors.
I think.
Sorry.
No. I think that sums it up right there. I think that we can actually we can move on. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is good news.
Is it?
Yes.
Though?
Yes. No, this one is good news. This is happy news. A gay porn star proposed to his boyfriend right after they finished shooting a bareback gangbang scene together.
Aww.
I know, right? During a post-scene photo shoot with the 8 other guys from the gangbang, Brian Bonds was already on his knees when he popped the question to his shocked boyfriend, Mason Lear. Bonds said, well, this is the end of our tour, and I can say that this is probably the best day that's ever happened between us, and I'd love to do it over and over again, but there's one difference that I want. I want you wearing this, he said. And then he pulls out, no pun intended, a box with a ring inside. Lear immediately said yes as the pair kissed and all the guys cheer in the background.
Oh, yay. Good for them.
That's sweet.
Porn studio Raw Fuck Club posted the scene to their Twitter page. Then Bond took to Twitter to announce the news on his personal account. He tweeted a photo of his boyfriend's hand wearing the engagement ring with the caption, "We are finally headed home. So happy to be back after all this time, but coming back knowing that Mr. Mason Lear is going to marry me someday soon. After lots of planning, makes this the best trip ever." When one person responded in disgust, and of course a now deleted tweet, to the way he proposed, Bonds clapped back. He tweeted, quote, "This is how I wanted to propose to my future husband, with my friends around after a crazy fun time at the end of a month and a half-long tour. I don't give a buck to..." Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm going to use that. "I don't give a buck-tooth fuck what conservatives or anyone thinks. We fought for our rights to love and marry who we want. The way I proposed to my fiance is my choice. And as porn actors, I felt like this would not only be special to us, but to the industry. If this is going to be used as fuel to take away any rights we have, any conservatives can suck my dick. I charge extra for y'all, by the way. And lastly, any conservatives who have issues with how I propose and with the fact that men love each other need to get with the goddamn program and do the world a favor and crawl into a hole and die."
Yay. I like it.
To fuck. I don't
buck tooth fuck.
I don't give a buck tooth fuck what you're talking about. I'm not meeting you in that parking lot to fight you, Joseph. The gay porn star couple are in an open relationship and have been since they first started dating. Bond said he prefers to keep it that way even after they're married. He tweeted, "I prefer to keep us as we are, open. Sex-working horn dogs that love the company of our friends, and more. Why kill something we love about our relationship?" Congratulations to the happy couple.
I think if it's working, and that's great.
Yep.
Different people have different things, different strokes for different folks.
Mm-hmm. They don't
literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Exactly.
And they don't give a buck-tooth fuck what you think.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Use that. I'm about to use that incorrectly.
Wow.
I'm about to try and just fuck it up the first time I try and say it and just be like, wait, no.
But what?
What?
What? Fuck? What? Huh?
Oh. Wait, hold on. Let me start again.
I should have said this.
Is it Fuddruckers or is it what?
I don't give a Fuddruckers fuck.
I love Fuddruckers. They don't even have them out here anymore. It made me sad.
They don't have them out here either. I miss Fuddruckers. They're fucking delicious.
And there's nothing like going in there and saying, I want a big Fudd mother-rucking burger. A teenager was recently mowing a lawn. Oh, yeah, Shantae, I'm sorry. This story is completely for you. A teenager was recently mowing a lawn when he was attacked by snakes.
Oh, shit.
Connor Stoll has wounds to the back of his leg from where he was bitten by 2 snakes on July 11th while he was doing yard work just outside of Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm.
The 17-year-old was pushing a push lawnmower when the snake struck him on his calf and knocked him down. I fell to the ground and went over and moved to our truck and just sat there and tried to stop the bleeding from my legs, Stoll said of his reaction. Stoll went to an area hospital where he was treated for 7 hours, but doctors told the teenager it could have been worse since, quote, the venom from the snakes never entered his body. The 17-year-old did not capture the snakes that attacked him, but he said his doctors thought the snakes might have been some sort of rattlesnake because of how high it bit me up on my leg. Stoll is a young entrepreneur, owning a lawn service since he was a 10-year-old boy, and in spite of the recent run-in with the snakes, he told the news that he will continue to mow lawns. The encounter did give him some caution, and he offered advice for those who come in contact with snakes. Quote, watch out for snakes, and don't mess with them because it's a pain, and you'll have a lot to deal with, and it hurts a ton.
Wow. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Like, that is not helpful advice at all. That's not helpful advice at all.
Avoid being bit by snakes. It's not fun.
Like, somebody needs to start a GoFundMe for this kid for like a riding lawnmower or something.
Right. Also, he doesn't give a buck-tooth fuck what you think about his directions that he's giving out. I'm probably gonna forget that one pretty soon, but I'm gonna make it into a T-shirt. But yeah, no. So he was using a push line and ran a snake over, and the snake was like, "Fuck you, buddy," and counterattacked. I don't really see.
It's like, I'll meet you in the parking lot, buddy.
And the snake waited. To his credit, the snake waited for a while until he passed him, and then he bit him on the back of his leg. Like, that's how you attack a motherfucker.
That's scary. That's scary. But not surprised it's in Florida, though.
Yeah, Florida is a evil entity.
See, I wasn't even thinking of it like that. I was just thinking that it's a lot of snakes and wildlife and shit in people's yards in Florida.
There's a lot of shit in people's yards in Florida. They don't clean up behind their dogs at all.
People disappear. They get like eaten by alligators down there and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, they also get lynched.
Wow.
I wanted to see how long the silence was going to go. Off of that honesty, that honest bomb that just struck out of nowhere. Like, I was going to go for as long as it could. Because this next story is a little bit rough.
Oh, yay.
A judge pointed to a perfect storm of circumstances on Monday when he spared prison for a Minneapolis home daycare operator who attempted to hang a toddler in the basement before fleeing in her minivan and leaving a trail of mayhem, seriously injuring 2 people. Natalia Correa, 43, abandoned a possible insanity defense and pled guilty in February to attempted murder in connection with the hanging of a boy from a noose in November 2016 inside of her home. The 16-month-old survived after a parent dropping off a child intervened and took the noose from the boy's neck. Correa also admitted before the district judge to third-degree assault for striking a pedestrian, another driver, and a bicyclist as she fled in her minivan. She was snatched from a Minneapolis freeway overpass, ready to jump, and was taken into custody.
Should have let her jump.
As a person as a person who has mental health issues and lives with them on a day-to-day basis, I want to say that I don't think that it is fair that people try and mask their horrible behavior behind mental health.
Agreed.
I think that it's become far too common for people to just assume that when somebody does something horrible to people that they have a mental health issue, that they might be going through something, when quite honestly some of those folks are just bad people. I feel like you're only making the stigma more intense for people who actually need to seek help and need to get help. And I feel like it is wholly selfish that you try and do this. And I know that back in the day, it was almost looked at as a joke for people to try and do the insanity plea. Plead insane.
Temporary insanity.
But now that I'm like older and I think about it, I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, seriously, there's people who are like Michelle from Destiny's Child checked herself into a mental health facility today, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like her doing that is going to bring a lot of attention again to mental health, as it should. This isn't the type of attention that mental health needs, because this is as far from a mental health situation I think as you can get. So,
well, she also.
I
read that article earlier, and she also blamed all kind of stuff for why. I didn't even understand what her actual defense was, other than finger pointing and blame, and she was abused, and so she had to hang this kid. I mean, what? I don't.
She read out in Russian, a statement in Russian, spelling out in great detail the abuses that she alleged her husband inflicted upon her and her children since they arrived to the United States from the Ukraine in 2006. She said that he hit and threatened to kill her, drove the family into financial ruin, forced her to work despite her psychological struggles, and prevented her from getting medical attention. Quote, "I don't want to push this terrible crime onto my husband. I just want to explain what happened," she said, her words interpreted into English. "Your Honor, my children need me. Give me a chance to resume a normal life."
So whose kid was she trying to hang? Oh, yeah, she had a daycare.
Yeah.
So she was trying to hang some random kids.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think her kids need a mother like that.
But, let me go home and try.
No. Let's not give her a chance,
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't worked out very well for us so far with other people.
Shantae, thoughts?
Yeah, I got nothing other than, this seems typical as far as the justice system is concerned.
Oh, and we don't have a problem with her kind of immigrants because she's white.
Like, it just seems like, there's nuance for certain types of people, but then
if she was a Mexican nanny.
Oh yeah, or not even that. Obviously, that's another situation. But also just thinking that there are people who have been abused by their spouses, attempted to defend themselves in some kind of way, whether actually killing the person or just trying to diffuse, injuring them, trying to just diffuse the situation. It's like I can't even think of. I hate that I can't even think of her name right now, but it was a woman, and it may have even been in Florida. She was
shot her ground, and she shot her. Yeah, I remember that.
She shot it like in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't even shoot at the person that was abusing her. She shot it in the air, and she's in jail right now.
Yeah.
So it's shit like that, where it's just like it's typical that there's, we can, look at all the angles and stuff for one set, for one type of person, but nah, we can't. But and then you got lawyers who are bringing up stuff and perhaps in some way maybe, if she really is being abused and everything, that probably should be taken into account. At the same time, though, it's like, well, why are we not taking that into account for everyone? And it's because the justice system, works.
Flawed.
Yeah, it works for, it can work for white people and, but it's not going to work for, for black people and other people of color.
Unfortunately true.
Speaking of, I apologize. I forgot to read the title of this article. No prison time.
Yeah, no, of course not.
For the daycare provider. She's not going to see a second in jail. She hit people. She hung a 18-month-old. No prison time. Point the finger.
But she lost her daycare license, man. Hasn't she been punished enough?
Somebody tried to serve me fried bologna sandwiches from Washington all the way down to Los Angeles. I feel like that's a bigger punishment than what she got.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope they take her kids away permanently.
Yeah, it's not like I was just speaking. Like the person that I'm thinking of was actually, I think, an adult. But then there's another girl, Centonia Brown.
Oh yeah,
who is serving life.
She was like 16 or something, and she killed the rapist.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember that story.
So it's shit like that where it's like she's obviously in a scary situation, but it's dust for her situation. We like now you kill somebody, you got to go to jail. Oh, punishment.
No matter if it was obviously self-defense, but let's hold up that color card and decide what the how harsh the punishment's going to be.
What punishment?
Well, that's because she was high up on that color card. It's fucking bullshit, and all needs to be razed to the ground. I want to start all over. Anarchy.
You mean like The Purge?
No. I mean only if The Purge is directed at all of the people who are in charge.
I feel like that guy was trying to start The Purge by sitting in whatever seat he wanted. He didn't want to do much. He just wanted to sit where he wanted to sit at. And that other guy was like, "You're in my seat," and he was like, "Dude, this is The Purge." Dude,
it's time.
Don't twist me, Johnny.
This word
the time has come.
The Purge, like, dude.
This is The Purge.
No, I think we need to get rid of all this stupid fucking judicial system because it's obviously fucking way skewed, and we just need to start over completely.
This is The Purge.
Is that what it is? I haven't seen any of the movies.
Oh, you need to get Movie Pass.
I don't watch those kind of movies. I don't like scary movies.
It wasn't scary. It was.
Is it gory at all?
Nope. It was really good. A lot of Ku Klux Klan members died in that movie.
Okay, well maybe I want to see it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was one that I recommend to everybody.
But this is like the prequel to all the other ones that we've seen, though, right?
Yes.
So basically, like, the shit worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be hard for me to go watch like the beginning of The Purge, because it's like not that I've seen the other ones, but it's just like, oh man, this is locked in, where y'all just running up on people, and now people have like got their houses and everything, set up to prepare for the purge and all this different kind of shit. Like, nah, I can't. I don't really want to see that they pulled it off. And it just continued.
The funny thing about it is, in the first one, in this one, where they had it with in the Staten Island, I think, and it was in the projects and everything. Nobody wanted to purge. Nobody wanted to kill anybody. Like, they had to send people in to like try and kill everybody because nobody wanted to kill anybody. They were throwing parties and going to church like it was a watch night for New Year's Eve and shit. But as soon as it made it out into the community, white folks just started killing each other immediately. I'm not saying there's a message. I'm just... Rachel.
They're all lone wolves, Rashani. Every one of them.
Rachel, Matt, go ahead and do your shout-outs.
Where is she?
No, this is where you say something, Matt. This is your shout-out time.
Oh, my shout-out time. Oh, shout out to Rachel. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, this is great.
Rachel.
Shout out to Rashani, my favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. And shout out to Shanta, who I love, and we totally agree on a lot of stuff. And I really appreciate being on your guys' show. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Wait, shout out to me, because I'm awesome.
That's right. Big up yourself.
Right.
I'm with it.
Shout out to my husband for being real quiet and letting us do our thing.
Thanks.
Shantae?
Yeah, shout out to all y'all. It's always a good time with, new people, newish people. And still another shout out to Liberation Through Reading. Check that out on Instagram. Buy a book, donate, holler at Erica Caines. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Just want to say that, yeah, we're grateful to each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for sharing the show. Thank you so much for continuing to grow the Single Simulcast family. Thank you to both you, Rachel, and you, Matt, for joining us. Everybody check out the Planet Wormhole podcast. Where's it available at?
Wormholeplanet.com, and it's also on iTunes and Google Play now too, as well.
Good. Wormhole Planet. No, it's Planet Wormhole, right?
It's both. It's both.
Yeah, it's both.
And I dig that. I dig that it's both, because I feel like there's people will say, one person will say Planet Wormhole and they'll tell somebody about it, and then the other person will be like, oh yeah, Wormhole Planet. It works either way for both those types of people. I dig it.
That's right.
It's like one of those 1980s reversible jackets.
Neither of us is on top. We both get this. We both get to share the glory.
I understand.
Equality.
Let me see what else. Shout out to, yeah. I went blank. Right now, there may be somebody who is listening to this show who knows that they are having more and more difficulty facing the day. And to those people who are feeling that way, I just want to applaud you for your strength. I want to say I admire you, and you are loved. Unconditionally, unequivocally loved. And we just want you to continue to hold on until you can climb back up.
Can I say it's okay not to be okay?
Yep. And it is quite okay to just say, you know what, I need to take a rest and just rest. We will rest with you. Never be ashamed of any time that you're not feeling your best. Never be ashamed of it. We love each and every one of y'all. We are there for you if you need us. We are there for you if you don't. I bug people like that. But yeah, do not take this lightly. You are okay, just as you are. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to need to rest. It's okay to not be okay, as Rachel said. It's okay if you want to talk about it. It's okay if you don't. Just know that you have our love and our support, no matter what. Let me see. Was there anything else? Nope. We'll be back on Friday. We're doing a show with the hosts of Marcia's Plate. That should be really fun. I don't know if we're going to talk Pose. They do a spectacular review show for Pose, as well as their standard podcast, which comes out, I believe, every Wednesday. But their podcast is amazing. It's searing, it's honest, and it's hilarious. And I encourage each and every one of y'all to check them out. Just like I encourage each and every one of y'all to check out Planet Wormhole / Wormhole Planet. I've listened to the first couple of episodes, and I just really want to give y'all kudos for how active you are on your page already. Like with posting up content.
That's him.
And thoughts and just honestly.
He's all over it.
I dig that. It makes me want to work harder. Because I didn't used to post anything on our page. You used to just be like, the page is there for podcasts. But no, like, that's how you're going to get people, like, you can get listeners, but how you're going to get traffic to your page is by posting what you're posting right now. So please just continue going for it. This single simulcast.
Good job.
Single simulcast episode 308. Y'all be good. We will holler at you later. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
This is Single Simulcast.
Don't know by now that you slip.